Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my podcast. I am Blogsy Walker. So this video is being put out in response to a few things. We got some upcoming fixtures. I believe I'm probably going to be watching either Fulham, Bristol City, or Manchester United versus Grimsby Town. I will probably watch Manchester United just because I want to see if they do anything interesting or actually win anything for, the next 3 weeks. This is in response to Leeds United. I got a text from my friend today, and I was watching my brother's from Wrexham. He was born in Wrexham, so I watched that match. Phenomenal comeback by them. But I watched that match, and then my best friend texted me this morning and told me that Leeds United, a Premier League team, had lost to another team with a weekday in its name. So, I'm just going to respond to that loss. And then another loss in which I had a prediction was Liverpool-Newcastle, which is a prediction I put out in the midweek. So I had predicted it to go Newcastle's way by a 1-point margin. I pretty much said it was going to be a 1-point margin game, but I thought that there was 5 goals in it. There were 5 goals in it, but it swung Liverpool's way. Now, the honest truth is I think if Anthony Gordon doesn't do one of the most reckless tackles that you'll see this season, I think that my predictions come true. But it's come 3-2 the other way, and that's that. So 6 out of 6 points so far for Liverpool, and we are looking at a top 3 right now of Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool. The defining fixture is going to be Sunday, I think. Liverpool-Arsenal. That's pretty much going to be... I say defining, but really this will only be 3 games into the season. So I don't know how defining it can be, but I think it'll be pretty important. But as for Leeds United, the kind of quality that you have there, you've embarrassingly lost by 5 points to Arsenal last week, and then you come out and you lose to a team. I don't know how you can expect to stay up in the Premier League and lose that way. That is embarrassing. You cannot score. Your players cannot score from 12 yards out. That is... you deserve to lose. Ethan Horvath, one of the 750 players in the world right now, out on loan from Chelsea. Phenomenal performance from him. But, those 2. And then I might as well right now put out my predictions for Arsenal-Liverpool. The rumor is that Odegaard will be missing with the shoulder injury that he sustained from Leeds, and Saka will be out. It's nothing long-term. I don't think there's any injury or suspension right now for Liverpool. I don't think there's anything new. Florian Wirtz hasn't had a great start to life in the Premier League. Gyökeres hasn't had a phenomenal one. He's had a decent one. He scored 2 against Leeds. But right now, I'm thinking 2-1 to the Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan, so obviously I'm going to be optimistic our way, but I really think that Arsenal have a more solid defensive shape than Liverpool right now. Attacking force is a different story altogether. Hugo Ekitike and Mohamed Salah and all that. So that'll be interesting to see. But right now I'm saying 2-1 to the Arsenal. We'll see what progresses in the week. I am going to, like I said, probably, I may flick around for a couple matches because we also do have playoff legs for, I think it's Europa League today because we had Champions League yesterday, and I watched Celtic versus the Wi-Fi password team, whoever they are. So far I'm predicting that Newcastle-Liverpool was probably one of the best matches you'll see this season. Isaac Derby, I named it. I genuinely think you're not going to get a more exciting Premier League game than that. As for the goals, I think Nick Pope has turned into a statue. Seriously, I don't know what the deal with that is. I think Newcastle had great quality to snatch it back, and just very unfortunate to get one put past them by a 16-year-old. But I think it was phenomenal from them. It's a result that you'd actually expect it to be finished earlier on, considering that Newcastle, I mean, Newcastle, I'd like to say, are a big club these days in terms of, lots of results. They're in and out of Champions League. They're a bigger club than Manchester United currently. And I'm not saying that based on history. I'm saying that based on current form. I'd say Newcastle are a bigger club than Manchester United at the moment. But I think that's the sort of result that you might expect when you're 10 men down and you're not as big a club as Liverpool are. So, but I think it's a valiant effort. It was Osula and Guimaraes, I think, that scored. But, at the end of the day, it just wasn't to be. So my prediction, 3-2 was correct. My prediction of who was going to win, not. So today, match fixtures. So right now, I don't know much about Grimsby Town, so I'm not going to make a prediction on that. I don't even know who's going to start, because when you have the goalkeeper situation that they have there, you want to say Bayern Deer, but it is Grimsby Town, so you might want to say Heaton. But Onana's been sort of exiled from the squad and has been put to the bench a lot lately, so you might want to say him. So I don't even know what kind of lineup they're going to put out, let alone what sort of result. But I'll say 3-1. Manchester United versus Grimsby Town. I think that's fair, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, all that. Take care. I will see you on the next one.